Welcome everybody, thanks for joining. Today we're going over the blacksmithing and everything related to gear, artifacts, and emblems. Let's go to the blacksmith and check out gear. We have fusion to level up gear's level and skill level, reforge to promote gear's star ranking, sell to get rid of it, store to put away. I won't go over storage in this video, but if you're free to play, just know that it's there and you have a little bit of overflow from your regular inventory. Selling gear, it's important to know what needs to stay and what should go. Start off by going down to the gears. Make sure you have 3-star normal gear unselected. You'll want to be manually checking each one of these before you accidentally let something good go through. Turn off all fusion and skill gear here. I can't think of any scenario where you'd want to keep 2-star reforged gear, so you're pretty safe to sell it, but definitely make sure that 3-star reforged gear is turned off. Turn on all your sell gear and all the places that you have to get it. I just did some mana summons to have a few things that would get caught in the filter. Here's some token gear to sell. Everything else that gets recommended should be safe to sell to the blacksmith for coins. Gear goes from 1 to 5-star, but there hasn't been much 1-star, 2-star gear that's relevant. In general, you'll be dealing with getting gear from 3-star to 5-star. And the reason this matters is because a gear's skill level and level both depend on its star rating. So a 3-star gear can only get to level 30 and skill level 3. So skill level for equipment versus accessories means something a little bit different. Accessories will occur no matter what skill level they are, but equipment will proc based on its skill level. At skill level 1, the equipment only has about a 40% chance to proc. If a gear proc fails, that hero will do an auto attack into the nearest enemy on that turn. At skill level 3, it's about a 50-50 to proc or fail. And at skill level 5, it's about a 60% chance to proc. Within this page, we can search a gear's name, and I'll show you my dimensional sword as an example. I wanted to 5-star another one of these soon, but I'm only going to be using reforged knives, which is a generic blacksmith piece that can be used to reforge any gear. Since this gear is so expensive at 600 million mana a pop in the super mana trader, I'll be reforging it with as few copies of the actual gear as possible. Now another note, you can long press on a gear to drill down to this menu, and you can see how many 3, 4, and 5-star copies of the gear you already have in your regular inventory. This number does not include stuff in your storage. This little booklet button will open up the Valkyrie entry. For newer gears, this may not always be available. This play button at the top will tell you an important piece of information, and that's how many copies of the gear are needed to make a 5-star. This will either be 4 or 12, which is called either a 4 copy or a 12 copy, and obviously 12 copies are the headache. So if I wanted to make another 5-star, I would use this 4-star. You would need 3 other 4-stars to be reforged materials. You can open up the batch reforge down here and use any other star gear. Take the filter off. I've been reforging way too many other collab gears recently, so my knives are low. But you could refresh this in the Super Mana Trader. They're available there now. But anyway, I could make another 5-star, but these are used on way too many sets right now, so I don't want to get rid of them. With the batch reforge, you can get a little fancy. But you'll see I have 2 4-stars and 3 3-stars to make this 4-star a 5-star. Got it? Capiche. Now in fusing gear, be sure you also come into the settings. I would keep normal 3-star gear off and have all fusion and skill gear turned on from all of your sources. Now pink gear is for skill level. A 1-star pink knife will get you from skill level 1 to 2 100% of the time. Trying that again to get from skill level 2 to 3 will only give us an 80%. So you can either add a second 1-star to make it 100, or you can use a single 2-star knife. The gear must be reforged to 4-star before continuing leveling and skill leveling. Some common ways to get from skill level 3 to 4 are 3 1-stars giving you 90%, make it 4 if you want 100, 2 2-stars gives you a 96%, and 1 3-star gives you 100%. I recommend saving your gold skill gear for when you go from skill level 4 to 5. And from 4 to 5, each gold gives 20%, so using 5 golds is the best way to guarantee it. I have this hodgepodge left over, so I'll just roll the 84. And it failed for the video. 16%. Alright, next is artifacts. This is a big topic to get into, so I'm going to try to keep it surface level information. You can unlock an artifact's blueprint by participating in whatever event the artifact originated from. And in the case of heroes, you can get access to them by giving them a red frame, which will open up their artifact quests. Artifact quests are on the other tab from hero quests. At the red 1 frame, you're able to get their 1-star artifact run. And this will only drop the blue spheres, which will allow you to get artifacts up to 2-star, I believe. Eventually, you'll get your hero promoted to the gold grade and unlock their 5-feather artifact run. I'll show you Sigurd's here. You get their gold feathers from running hero quests, and platinum feathers are generated rarely while running artifact quests. We can come in here and use all 15 of our gold. And the 5-star run will drop the red and yellow spheres as well, which are used to get artifacts up to the 4 and 5-star range. Now when we come into craft an artifact, this page can be a hassle to work with, so I recommend using a filter to try to narrow it down. Let's look for Sigurds. Here it is, much easier. You can see the materials that it takes to craft to that star here. The main reason you want high stars on your artifacts are for the augments. Augments are the true power of artifacts. Augment list changes for certain artifacts, so not every artifact is going to have access to all the augments. And in some cases, the percentages for the racial benefits end at 8%, but go up to 10% on a hero's artifact. This is how you build artifacts that counter races for certain PvE bosses or in the PvP meta. You can see here I settled for a 34% on his elf killer, which is for top 14, and I made him a 36% Jotun amp just for this collab event with all the Jotun running around and in PvP. Emblems are the last piece. Unfortunately, outside of certain special challenges where they introduce the lower grade emblems, all emblems will be acquired through the Idleval banner. There's access to a high emblem through the Circle of Rivalry EX in the Attack on Titan collab that's going on right now. So there are few exceptions to having to get them from the Idleval banner. These will be reforged up the same way you do equipments, and with the exception of this emblem from the Circle of Rivalry, this emblem is intended to be reforged with the other copies of it, but in most cases you'll want to wait till you get that reforged rune emblem. So that's how reforging emblems is done. Fusion of emblems is done through this currency, the Shining Stone, which you can acquire through events in normal play. That's a pretty good wrap up of the Blacksmith. I plan to go in depth into gear in another video. Until next time, have a great time playing Valkyrie. Foots out. Cheers.